Hi guys, it's Mrs. Domino coming to you straight from my daughter's bedroom because it's the quietest room in the house right now. I hope you're doing okay. I know that each day feels like it's about 15 days in one, and it's not even that our lives are that awful. It's just that we know we're really not supposed to go anywhere. So any spring break plans, well, they're out the window. I'm staying busy as much as I can. I'm cleaning like a crazy woman. Somebody told me I was supposed to look at the camera when I make these videos, but then I can't see my own face. So I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to read a book to you, and I hope there's no copyright issues. But I think you deserve that. Something funny. I was going to continue the other book, but I was reading ahead, and it's kind of a drag. It's a good story. It's powerful. And it's worth reading, but I don't know if I can do it right now. I need some levity. I need something funny. And so I'm going to read to you something that my second graders that I had a couple years ago, those of you know, this is Hank the Cowdog, and it's by John R. Erickson. And I'm going to tell you, it's lighthearted, it's fluffy. It's about a dog who thinks he's the head of the ranch security on the team, and he has a sidekick named Drover who's not very smart, and he thinks he's great with the ladies, and he's just really funny. So I'm gonna do this, but I think I'm gonna do a couple of books right now because I got some time on my hands. So this one's just kind of fluffy, and it's funny and silly. So I'm gonna start with the first chapter, and chapter 1 is called The Case of the Rattlesnake. It's me again, Hank the Cowdog. Here's your normal, average, run-of-the-mill spring afternoon on the ranch, till Drover brought the news that Sally Mae's baby was being attacked by a giant rattlesnake, and suddenly it became unnormal, unaverage, and un-run-of-the-mill. I was up by the chicken house, as I recall, taking testimony from J.T. Cluck, the head rooster. He had reported strange sounds in the night. I had gone up to check it out. All right, JT, start at the beginning and tell me the whole story. You want the whole story? He had a speech impediment, or, well, whatever it is you call it, when a guy whistles all his S's. Speech impediment, that's correct. And remember, tiny details are often the most important, and try not to whistle. All right, Hank. This thing has me worried. Elsa says I worked too much. Only last week she told me... Wait a minute. Is that the beginning? He stared at me and blinked his eyes. Oh! You want me to start at the beginning, you say? Let's try it that way and see how it works. All right. He rolled his right wing around in his socket. I took careful note of the movement, knowing that it might turn out to be an important clue. Darn wing's been giving me fits. Hold up. Was it bothering you before you heard the strange noise in the night or after? Huh? What you talking about? Strange noise in the night? Oh, that. No, it has nothing to do with that. This sore wing's been coming on for 6 months, maybe even a year. Elsa says, let's get on with the story. Okay, here we go. He closed his eyes and concentrated. Then the eyes popped open. He glanced over his shoulder, leaned toward me, and whispered, You know what bothers me most about this whole darn thing? What? What bothers me most about this whole thing is the way these darn kids act. If you ask me, we raise up a whole generation of ungrateful chickens that don't know their manners. And you want to know what else I think? No. His beak froze open. Huh? No, I didn't come up here for your latest sermon. Just give me facts about a strange noise in the night. Oh, well, I was getting to it, but yes, we definitely had a strange noise in the night. Very strange, Hank. It must have been close dark, see? We'd gone to roost in the chicken house. It got real quiet and still. All right, go on. You see them 2 little roosters over there? I looked to the right and I saw them. I memorized their conformation. Actually, they look like every other young rooster I'd ever seen. 2 wings, 2 legs, 2 feet, a lot of feathers, and a stupid expression. Yes, I see them. Go on. Them's the laziest 2 boys ever walked on this earth, and you know what else? They're my boys. Now, how do you explain something like that? I was having a little trouble tying this all together. What do the boys have to do with the strange noise? I'm getting there. I remember waking up from a light sleep and saying to Elsa, Elsa, Did you hear a strange noise? And Elsa, she said she described it as peculiar, not strange. So we agreed, me and Elsa, there was somewhere between strange and peculiar. Well, very good. Now, you got to concentrate. Do you have any idea what might have caused that kind of peculiar noise? Again, he looked around to see if anyone was listening, then he leaned forward. I got a darn good idea, but first I need to know if you're the kind that's going to blab this all over the ranch. Did not become head of ranch security by blabbing. Okay, just want to hear you say that before I gave you any more information. Go on, JT, it's safe with me. Okay, I'll have to trust you. It was them two boys of mine. They'd been out playing around, see? And I thought they could sneak up and back in a while the old man was sleeping. I glared at him. Wait a minute. I came up here to solve a mystery. Where is it? Well, it's a mystery to me why their mother lets them boys get by with that kind of darn nonsense. And you always struck me as a kind of dog who cared about others and their problems. And it was kind of quiet this morning, and I said to Elsa, I put my nose in his face and I growled, You're wasting my valuable time, and I don't like that. His beak dropped open. Well, there's no need to be tacky about it if you want to know what I think. At that very moment, Drover came streaking up the hill, scattering hens and pullets in all directions. You should have seen them feathers fly. JT heard the commotion and he started squawking. Help! Help! It's a wolf! Run for your life! That was the last I saw JT cluck that day, which was just fine with me. There are very few things I hate worse than being suckered by a dumb chicken. Drover arrived in a nervous spasm and a cloud of dust. Oh, Hank, come quick, you won't believe it. Oh, my gosh, it's awful. Help, attack, the baby, save him. Hank, it's all up to you. Ordinarily, I would have told my assistant to calm down and give me the facts so I could build my case. I mean, there's such a thing as blind panic, and in this business, you learn that blind panic is a poor place to start. On the other hand, when duty calls, a loyal cowdog must respond. I mean, answering the call of duty is just by George bred into us. Did I stand around gathering facts, building my case, taking descriptions of suspects? Did I waste time asking Drover who was attacking what, where, when, and why? No, sir. I lit a shuck and I went streaking down the hill toward the gas tank, scattering chickens. Out of the way, you fools! You should have heard that squawking. Dumb birds. I reached the gas tanks in a matter of seconds, stopped, set up a forward position, and waited for the enemy to show himself. He didn't appear, so I started barking. Hank! Drover was standing at the top of the hill in front of the house. You went the wrong way, up here! It appeared that I had. Drover's, directions had been very vague. Well, how was I supposed to... I shot up that hill. All right, where is he? Give me a coordinate. Left! I went streaking off to the left, and I heard Drover's voice again. Hank, not your left, my left! I screeched to a halt, spun around, and I sprinted back to Drover. You're going to have to work on your navigation, son. This is unacceptable. I'm sorry, Hank, but I thought... Never mind what you thought. Which way's the enemy? In the yard, but you'll have to jump the fence. In spite of the dangerousness and the seriousness and the emergency-ness of the situation, I couldn't help smiling. Well, that fence means nothing to me, son. It's just one of life's many hurdles. Really? I don't think I can jump it. That's fine. Watch me and study your lessons. Okay, Hank, I'll work on it later. You bet you will on your own time. Here I go. I got a run and I virtually flew over that fence. A deer couldn't have done it better. I landed in the yard, went into my fighting crouch, set up a forward position, sniffed the air, and scouted the terrain. The yard was forbidden territory, you might say. Sally Mae had planted grass and shrubs and flowers and other stuff, and iron law number 1 on the ranch was that dogs weren't allowed inside the fence. Cats were. You could usually find Pete the barn cat lolling around the back porch, waiting for a handout, never mind the rest. Makes me mad just thinking about the injustice of it. Anyway, once inside forbidden territory, I scouted the terrain. Some 30 feet in front of me, I saw little Alfred, Sally Mae, and High Loper's baby boy. He was wearing a sailor suit and playing with a dump truck. A short distance from little Alfred, perched up on a cardboard box, was a large cake with white icing and 2 yellow candles. The clues were fitting together. Baby, clean clothes, cake, candles. This was some kind of ceremony. An ordinary dog untrained in security work would have leaped to the conclusion that this was a birthday party, but drawing on my years of experience, I didn't make that assumption. The facts said, ceremony of some kind, not necessarily a birthday party. 2 questions remained unanswered. First, where was the child's mother? And second, what monster or evil force had put little Alfred's life in danger? Those were the crucial questions in the case. And you'll notice that I had arrived at them only minutes after the first alarm. My next course of action was to search for some answers. And I suspected that Drover knew them. Now, that book, I promise you, it's one of those that kind of like it's background building and everything in the beginning, but I promise you, if you give it a minute, you're going to get into it because it just, I promise. What do you know about me and books? I know books. So, if nothing else, you get to hear me make really ridiculous voices on here. The other book I'm thinking about, well, it's a surprise. You'll have to stay tuned. So, I hope you're doing well. I'm going to post this to my YouTube channel. And I love you all. And I'll talk to you soon.